The Tesla lineup is about to change in 4 major ways. Prices are about to go way down because Tesla is ramping up on making some all-new, more affordable models that you'll finally be able to get very soon and won't break the bank. For years now, we've been hearing about a bunch of mysterious new Teslas, the Model 2, the Model Q, cheaper Model Ys, cheaper Cybertrucks, and now, folks, they're finally all set to launch this year in 2025 with some of the newest, most exciting models set to launch like any day now, like actually happening this month. So in this video, let me break down everything we know and everything you need to know about the new, cheaper Teslas launching in 2025. Let me go over everything we know about the Model Q, price, color, specs, and 3 other budget-focused Teslas that are launching this year in 2025. If you're looking to buy a Tesla, you might just want to wait for this. And if you own a Tesla, you might just want to sell what you've got and downgrade to a better experience and also get a bunch of money in your pocket. A lot of stuff to get into for this one, so let's dive in. Let me start, though, with 2 models that won't be the most exciting of, 2025, but I think Tesla is certainly hoping will tremendously help their sales figures and their bottom line, with the first one being a Model Y standard range rear-wheel drive. Now, in some markets around the world, this model already exists. You can buy it. It's about $5,000 cheaper than the middle-tier long-range dual-motor variant, and while you are making a couple of concessions to get that price down, I think for many, it's got the fundamentals done really well. You're getting that great new design, you're getting the rear screen, ventilated seats, the light bar, RGB lighting, great range, sound system. You're getting everything that you'd want, plus you're saving some money, and this model seems to be, and Tesla's hoping to be, a very big hit. But the odd thing is that in one of their most popular markets here in the United States, it's not even available to purchase, at least not as of filming. Right now in the US, the cheapest Tesla you can buy is the long-range all-wheel drive offering. That's about $41,490 if you include the tax credit in there, which is great. So let's just call it $41,500, which is great with the tax credit. The problem with that is that if Tesla had an even cheaper model that could take $5,000 off of that, you're much closer to $35,000, which is even more appealing. And for a lot of people, that is a make or break for them, and it's just too expensive to get them to commit to a purchase. So having that, more affordable model would make a lot of sense. And it's unclear, even though Tesla's producing these at their Texas plant right now, why they're not being sold or made available in the United States market and other markets around the world while they are available in others. For example, down in the Mexico market, you can actually configure and buy this rear-wheel drive Model Y and save about $5,000. Yeah, you're taking a hit in terms of range and in terms of performance, but on the outside, you're getting the exact same design. You still have plenty of beautiful paint offerings to choose from. You can upgrade your wheels. No white interior, just a darker black interior, but again, for the savings, it might just be worth it. And really the only change to this vehicle you'd actually notice, similar to that of the Model 3, is you just have a slightly less premium interior. You can see here's the picture of the premium, or I should say the partial premium interior on the base model here. Notice the cloth here on the doors. And if we switch to the long range, you can see it switches to a bit more of a higher end material. So again, cheaper model, higher end model. Is it worth $5,000 to get better fabric in the door? Probably not. So for a lot of people, this is the way to go. And again, for whatever reason, not in the US, at least not yet, but likely, hopefully will be here. Presumably, I'd give it a 99% chance coming sometime in 2025. The second Tesla that, again, might not be the most exciting for everyone out there, but I think is going to be a huge part of Tesla's strategy for this year, is going to be a cheaper version of the Cybertruck. Tesla has a whole lot of issues with the Cybertruck right now. Not only has it been one of the only Teslas to receive multiple physical recalls, but it is still prohibitively expensive. It's not selling as well as Tesla had thought, especially given the pre-order demand, and Tesla's really hoping a standard range version at around the $60,000 price point is sort of going to be the winning combination that gets people excited about the Cybertruck again. But unfortunately for the folks at Tesla, that excitement would be short-lived because there's been some pretty big changes since I first shot this video. Some good news, some bad news, some breaking news. The new base, cheapest Cybertruck you can buy is actually now out. You can order it right now, which is great. And also, I think this gives us some interesting insight into what Tesla's strategy is for their base vehicles that are forthcoming. The bad news, though, is that you're making a ton of concessions and you're missing a ton of features on this base Cybertruck, and the Tesla community is not happy. Even very enthusiastic Tesla fans that I personally follow are very, very displeased with the concessions Tesla has made to bring the price down on Cybertruck. Many think are just sort of a step too far. Now, to be clear, there is some good news here with this base level Cybertruck. It's going to be around $62,000 with the federal tax credit, which isn't the original promised price, but it certainly is better than $80,000 or $100,000 and whatever other specs you sort of get up there with higher end Teslas, and you're still getting an awesome truck. You're still obviously getting the stainless steel exoskeleton, you're getting the design for better or worse, and you're getting most of the Cybertruck experience, plus you're getting about 350 miles of EPA estimated range. But that's about where the good news stops, because in order to bring that price down, Tesla has removed a bunch of different features from all around the inside and outside of Cybertruck that, again, many are saying is just way too much, especially given that the price isn't all that inexpensive, all things considered. Now, surface level on the website, you might not notice much on first glance. Maybe you'll notice those new sort of base wheels, you'll notice that there is no power tonneau cover, and everything seems mostly the same, but then you start digging into all the little details, like I've got here from Sawyer Merritt, and you notice a lot is actually missing here. So here's what has been removed on the base entry-level Cybertruck. There is no HEPA filter, there is no air suspension system, there is no rear light bar, so you've got this versus this, which is a very odd omission that's so weird. There obviously is no power tonneau cover on the back of this base model, and as of right now, there is no way to add one. Really, you've only got two options, which is to basically drive it open, which Tesla says is going to impact your estimated range, or you can get this soft cover system for $750, which doesn't look all that bad, but is not going to be nearly as convenient or as flexible and versatile as the power tonneau cover that you get on the other two trims. You're getting textile seats instead of vegan leather seats that look like this. No headlights with signature lamps. You're getting standard bed lamps. No L track bed. No L in the truck bed, excuse me. You're getting no power outlets in the back of the bed, so no 120 volt, no 240 volt. You're getting no, in the cabin as well, sorry. So no ports anywhere. No heated rear seats. No ventilated front seats. You're getting the standard center console. You're not getting that rear display in the back. You're getting a 7-speaker audio system versus a 15-speaker audio system, no active noise cancellation for the audio system, no mechanical front locking diff. You got a lower payload capacity and a lower towing capacity, and all that really to save about $10,000 when you compare the long range that has got all that stuff versus this new rear-wheel drive offering. And that is really the crux of the complaints I've seen online, is that many are saying that for the $10,000 you're saving, you're losing a whole lot of truck for the money. And many believe that Tesla has sort of taken this too far and they've removed too much to bring the price down just a little bit, all things considered. And like I said, even the most loyal Tesla fans I followed are very, very, very unhappy with these changes Tesla has made. And again, even if you don't care about Cybertruck at all, I do think that you can sort of extrapolate this out, and it certainly does give us a pretty clear picture of the concessions Tesla is willing to make, and more specifically, the features they're willing to remove to bring the cost down for their Teslas. And I do think this is going to play a very big part in the strategy of the next two vehicles we've got to get into, and really the one I mentioned earlier, the Model Y, as I think it's really going to change the strategy on what you will get and what you, more importantly, won't be getting in new base entry-level Teslas. All this talk of like Tesla deals and discounts also has me sort of thinking about, I guess, something that's like really common these days, at least that I see all the time. When you go to like make an online purchase and you go to check out, it's like, hey, enter your phone number, enter your email address, and you'll get like a one-time discount code. But then you do that, and then like a week later, you get dozens of spam calls and texts and emails and all this stuff from like dozens of new companies who now overnight have just seemingly got your info. That's because typically your info is shopped around online to different data brokers and companies. Also, our personal info is way too easily accessible online, like our name, email address, our physical address, and things like that. That is why I love teaming up with the folks at Delete Me, because they are the pros that are on a mission to delete your personal info off the web and make sure it stays off the web. That is their mission. They're amazing at it, and you go through a couple of steps and get signed up, and I promise you, your mind will be blown. In a couple of days, you're going to get a full-on privacy report that shows you where your info was found and removed online. And if you're anything like me, my jaw was on the floor. I hadn't even heard of like 75% of these websites, but they exist and my information was on there, but now no longer, thanks to the pros at Delete Me, because they are contacting these websites, these data brokers, these weird companies on your behalf to make sure your info gets removed. And what I love about Delete Me as well is not only are they the experts doing all the hard work for you, but this is not a one-time thing. They're going to continue to do this every few months. They're going to continue to scour the websites. They're going to continue to find your info and remove it. I also love with Delete Me that you're getting access to this super sleek Delete Me dashboard that you can sort of look at all this important info at a glance. And like I mentioned, because this is an ongoing thing, you're going to continue to receive regularly scheduled privacy reports that again will just show you in detail where your info was found, where it was removed, where they're working on your behalf to get it removed. And especially right now in 2025, with everything going on for just being a Tesla owner, I definitely have some great peace of mind knowing Delete Me has got my back. And I recommend for a number of reasons, including that one, that you guys make sure your personal info is deleted from the web and just safe and secure with the help of the experts at Delete Me. If you want to check it out for yourself today and get started, you can hit the link down below or head to joindeleteme.com/Rosenfeld20. It's going to get you 20% off all consumer plans. So again, you've got nothing to lose and a discount to gain, and also your privacy and peace of mind to gain as well. So again, hit the link down below to learn more or head to joindeleteme.com/Rosenfeld20 to get 20% off all consumer plans. And then we get to the next two Teslas in the lineup, the more budget-focused models that are going to be a lot more exciting and also a little more controversial. Not only will these be significantly cheaper than the two models I just mentioned, but also they should be having some more differences in terms of design and different elements that are not in the vehicle to bring those costs down even more. The first we're hearing about that might be launching, or should be launching before the end of this year, depending on how things go, is going to be a cheaper, more budget-focused version of the new Model Y. This is not going to be the rear-wheel drive model I just mentioned. That's going to be a part of the regular lineup. This would sit even further below that in the lineup, that would have an even significantly reduced price and would be offered at a bigger discount, but also it would remove even more features in order to bring that price down by 30 or 40%. According to Reuters, Tesla is working on making a new, more budget-focused version of the Model Y to try to attract more customers and build momentum and offer it in the lineup at about a 20 to 30% discount. This is something that is not just sort of being talked about, it's sort of in the works behind the scenes in order to make this thing happen as soon as possible. And what we're hearing right now is that while it would have the same design language, it would have this new look, it would have most of the new features, it likely would remove a lot of the creature comfort stuff in order, again, to offer it at a significantly bigger price, which honestly, if we do a little digging into Tesla's strategy, is exactly what they're already doing with the base Model 3 in certain markets that I think is going to be exactly the playbook they do for this new base Model Y. That is the true base Model Y. For example, the Tesla Model 3 over in Mexico, the base trim level of that version is unlike the other versions available in other markets, as it has a lot more components stripped down. It doesn't even have vegan leather seats. It's got simple cloth seats. There is no RGB ambient lighting. It's got just standard white ambient lighting. There is no cooled seats. I don't even know if it has heated seats in the back. I don't think it has a heated steering wheel. There is no rear screen. There are a lot more components of that vehicle removed and deleted, to use an Elon term for that trim level model, but it also has a cheaper price. And I think this is exactly what Tesla could do if they're looking to offer a cheaper Model Y. Beyond just limiting the range and putting a smaller battery pack in there and reducing performance, if they remove physical components that were more expensive for them to produce, things like the rear screen and cooled seats and things like that, they could use cheaper materials that would certainly bring the price down. And I think what Tesla's sort of hedging their bets on is that there are enough people out there who just can't make that leap to go to a base rear-wheel drive Model Y or above, but they could make an even cheaper Model Y work, especially if there are some aggressive incentives and discounts and bonuses put in there to make that model even more attractive. So instead of $35,000, $36,000, $37,000 for a base Model Y, we're talking closer to $30,000 or even sub $30,000 for a base Model Y, which I think for a lot of people, with price being the most important thing these days, they're willing to make some concessions on features and creature comforts if they could get that Model Y even cheaper. And again, according to Reuters, Tesla's working to make that real and have it launch this year in multiple markets around the world. And then, of course, what'll likely be the star of the show this year, the true low-cost Tesla that everyone is waiting for and we're all just chomping at the bits to get some more info on, is the all-new Model Q or Model 2. Those names have been floating around the ether for a while now. We have no idea which direction Tesla's going with the name, but what we know about this, and Tesla's reiterated over and over and over again, is that it will launch in the first half of this year. So by, the end of June, it should be hitting the roads. It's going to take components from the newer Teslas and the older Teslas, put them together to give you a more budget-focused approach. Tesla engineers said that, it's still going to give you the Tesla experience you expect, that there will be some concessions made. And we've heard the target price Tesla is, targeting, for lack of a better word, is going to be $25,000. We have no idea if this is pre-incentives, pre-tax credit, post-tax credit, whatever it is, but $25,000 appears to be the golden number for this new, cheaper model. And over the last few years, there has been a whole lot of speculation on the internet as to exactly what this model is going to be and what it's going to look like. Is it going to be basically a rehashed version of the older Model 3 or Model Y? Could Tesla just recycle that design, take some things out, and call it a day? Could we be getting a totally new, more budget-focused designed Tesla that is way more streamlined, that's 2 seats or 4 seats, and something we haven't seen before? Or what Tesla could do, and what many think they are going to do, is simply make a version of the Cybercab that's got a steering wheel and pedals. It's a little 2-seater. They've already got it the kinks ironed out in terms of production. They're already testing it. They're going to call it a day with that, and that is going to be the new $25,000 Tesla. And if we sort of read the tea leaves a bit and look into what Tesla's been doing the last couple of months, that does actually seem pretty possible at this point. Remember, we had heard basically for the last couple of years that the original goal for Cybercab that Elon hated, but the Tesla engineers argued would be the best use of their money and time, would be to make a single unified Cybercab line, but basically have 2 small variations. One would be the stockless, pedal-less, steering wheel-less version that would be used for the robotaxi fleet, and then the other would be a little bit more modular, but it would have a steering wheel and pedals in there to be the cheaper Tesla. That basically Tesla could make the same vehicle, one with pedals and a steering wheel, one without, and they could basically sell those to 2 different groups of markets. Those who wanted a cheaper Tesla to drive themselves and those who didn't want to drive themselves. We heard that Tesla, or specifically Elon, hated the idea. He didn't want to do this. There was some infighting back and forth on which way Tesla was going to go. And we had heard that eventually they just sort of scrapped the idea about making both models and just went with the Cybercab one that we saw at the event. But then we've seen some drone images and photos over the last couple of months showing Cybercabs at the Texas factory with what appears to be a steering wheel inside, which has many to believe that maybe that is going to be the cheaper Tesla Model Q or whatever they call it that we actually do get after all. And honestly, this might just be the better way for Tesla to go at this point. Instead of reinventing the wheel, just stick a wheel in that thing and call it a day. Many people are already okay with the design, and they understand that for $25,000, you would have a smaller car. I mean, also Cybercab has got a lot going for it. It's got a nice display. It's got a pretty nice interior. It's got a comfortable interior. It is small, but you've got a lot of room in the front and the trunk. And maybe this would be the mass market, lower cost Tesla that would be most successful. Now, the flip side of that is that because the Model Y is the world's best-selling car, that maybe Tesla should try to emulate that formula as much as they could. And, we've seen spy shots of Model Ys around Tesla's around Tesla HQ, covered up. And many believe that maybe they could just recycle an older older model and make that the budget Tesla, but we just don't know. So there are a couple of ways Tesla could go with this rumored Tesla, but for $25,000, obviously they've got to make a lot of cuts in order to get this thing down in terms of price. And the clock is ticking. We're supposed to see this thing revealed within the next couple of weeks. So they've got to be in final preparations for exactly which way they're going to go. And given we haven't seen anything crazy leak, then I think there's a good shot this could be either a Cybercab with a steering wheel, or it's going to be a repurposed, retooled older Model Y that Tesla is selling at a significant discount. And to add even more fuel to the fire here, there's been a lot of chatter over the last couple of days, given some interesting verbiage on Tesla's website, that a company update happening on April 22nd might be when Tesla gives us more info or officially reveals this new lower cost model, especially given the fact that we're quickly approaching the first half of the year being up. Tesla's got to make some moves in order to stick to a timeline they've reiterated over and over and over again, and especially given, Tesla stock these days and the lack of enthusiasm, getting these cheaper models on the road as soon as possible would be in their best interest. So right now there is sort of a tentative date of April 22nd being the most concrete thing we've got right now as to when we could get more details or even a reveal of this new lower end Tesla that should kick off a flurry of announcements of 4 new cheaper models coming this year. All right, guys, so I'm curious, what are your thoughts on all this? What are your thoughts on the cheaper Teslas coming in 2025? Which model are you most interested in? What do you think the price has got to be in order for this to be a mass market hit? $25,000, is that cheap enough? $100 a month lease deal? What do you think Tesla's got to do? Please drop a comment down below. And if you stay to the very end of the video and you want a free way to win some Amazon money, I'm having fun with this, like this video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below, let me know you stay to the end, and I'll give you guys a hint around the... And again, a huge thanks to my friends at Delete Me for sponsoring this video. Be sure to head to joindeleteme.com/Rosenfeld20 and use my promo code Rosenfeld20 to get 20% off all consumer plans and get your personal info deleted from the web, thanks to the experts at Delete Me. Let's say 16-minute mark of the video, do a little digging and you'll find an Amazon gift card code that you can redeem. First come, first serve, doing some Amazon giveaways in a fun way by putting some codes in the videos. So look around there if you guys want to win. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see you guys in the next one.